the infamous comedian Anthony Rodia. What's up?
What's up?
How you doing?
Tired.
You are?
3 hours sleep.
3 hours? But you're ready to rock it, right?
Yeah. Once I go on the stage, I'll be all right.
Yeah, you got this. So tell me, where do you get your inspo from? How does it all go down?
Marriage, kids, family.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know, it's funny. My name's Michelle. My son's name is Luca.
Everybody that told me their son was Luca, up until 6 months ago, I would say he must be an angel because my son's an angel.
Yeah.
Ate everything, slept, a sweetheart. But I was also comparing him to my daughter, who's literally the devil reincarnated I call her the devil with dimples. But now he sees her and he's like, oh, she gets away with everything and still gets everything. So now I have two devils with dimples. And then my mom comes over and she's like, your kids are you. I'm like, that's great.
Yeah, your dad off camera was telling me, actually on camera was telling me how you were such a great teenager.
No, I wasn't.
And you know,
he also denies hitting me when I grew up. He's like, I never lay a hand on my son.
Yeah.
No, you laid both hands on him. He's out of his mind.
He's so fun. That was great.
I always say that as long as my dad stays alive, I stay married, and my kids remain the same, I'll never run out of material.
That's right. He was telling me about the meatballs. You said they were too salty. What happened there?
We got into a legitimate argument backstage. I mean, full-blown screaming at each other.
What happened?
The manager of the theater came backstage. She was like, is everything all right? I was like, yeah, no, I'm just having a full-blown argument about to disown my father over a meatball. He likes salt. I don't eat that much salt. I don't like salt. And he drenches it with salt. So to him, they're not salty.
Right.
To me, it feels like I'm literally eating a meatball in the ocean. So I said, yo, your meatballs are salty. He goes, your mouth, it's broken. I'm like, what do you mean my mouth is broken? I don't like salt. And he goes, it's salt. I'm like, you put salt on there. He literally, off-the-boat Italians, they don't measure anything.
Yeah,
this is how they measure.
My mother too.
I'm like, why even put it in your hand? Just dump it in the pot. So we got into a full-blown argument about meatballs, and then after my show, he came up to me with tears in his eyes, and he goes, I'm sorry I yell at you, but my meatballs, it's very close to me, and I'm like, I'm your son. I didn't know I'd have to compete with meatballs, but what he was yelling got the lady nervous, because he was going, if they're salty, then make sure that's the last time you put my balls in your mouth. And I'm like, this lady's confused right now as to what kind of relationship I have with my dad.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
well,
he's
your
out of his
dad
mind.
plays a big part, and he told me that your grandfather's actually the one that got you into comedy, or he was a funny guy too.
No! It's just him taking all the credit.
So you were the only funny one?
I saw my dad's dad, my grandfather, maybe 7 times in my entire life. He lived in Italy my whole life. He was born in Italy, lived in Italy, met him 7 times. No, he had nothing to do with my comedy career. No.
That's hysterical.
I've been like this since I was like 5 years old. I have videos of me imitating my family when I was younger, and then it just got to the point where everybody I would meet would say, you missed your calling, you should be a comedian. And I was like, I might as well give it a shot. And then I started the characters online. His father had nothing to do with it. You're a liar. Look, he probably doesn't even have his hearing aids in.
That's too funny.
He has no idea. I just yelled at him right now.
He has no idea.
Lost.
We're starting another brawl back here or what?
So
that
full
video of you guys when you made him go in the canoe,
right.
the kayak.
So he tells everybody, oh, you see me in the canoe, I was do nice. The canoe had a rope, and I was holding it the whole time from the wall. He was never more than 4 feet from the wall. And every time we would cut scene, he'd go, make sure you don't let go of the rope, please. Please don't let go of the rope. And then he's telling everybody how good he is on a canoe. You're a liar. What? You did nothing in the canoe. I was holding you.
I said to you, I says, where are you going? You said to me, right? I said, I'm going to Staten Island. I'll see you next week.
And I still had a rope in my hand. I should have let it go. I should have let it go. You'd have seen him on the news at the Gulf of Mexico with a canoe.
I'm a kayaker and I like it. I gotta do what I gotta do.
Oh my God, that is too
Mario,
funny.
can you hit him? Just.
I respect my elders.
God.
That is too funny. Well, he was saying how proud he was of you.
Yeah, he's proud.
Yeah.
He doesn't pay for his pickup truck.
That's all right. That's good. That's what you should do. Come on.
Yeah,
Look
proud.
at him. So tell me, I want to know more about, first of all, I got to address something that's on your Instagram, and I can't believe you're a roller. Like, what the hell?
With toilet paper?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm distinguished.
Yeah, you're a roller?
That's the proper way to do it.
I agree.
I disagree.
Yes.
Strongly
You roll,
disagree.
You
You
don't budge.
slide. Now you have a flat surface
No.
where
Thank
you
you.
can
You
control
can't do anything.
where it all is.
No.
And then I can fold and utilize, and then I finish off with 2 baby wipes.
I thought
Dip
for
in
sure-
aloe, by the way.
In
Baby
aloe.
wipes.
Well, I think the crinkle doesn't make sense.
No, the
because
crinkle's
you don't know
good.
what's
You
going
bunch?
I'm a buncher.
You're,
Yeah.
you're wiping your ass with a loofah.
No, yes, yes. I like loofahs.
Right, well, I hope you're washing your hands, because that's
Yeah.
where most of it's going.
Listen,
control yourself.
rollers, I don't know. It's a little, I thought, you were going to be a
I'm
little
very neat
different.
with my toilet paper.
Too funny. So,
Do you sleep with socks on also?
no, hell no.
Because there's usually a correlation between people that bunch
Then-
toilet paper and people that sleep with socks
No,
on.
I thought it was the other
Do
way
you own
around.
a cat?
No.
All right, because
No
it's usually
cats.
trifecta. Cat owner, sleeps with socks, bunches of
Buncher.
toilet paper.
No, my mom does, though, with Vaseline, She's like a guinea. She puts Vaseline on
And
her
then puts the
socks and her
socks
face. Oh, yeah. Everything. She's
Her
got,
skin is beautiful, though.
It's oiled.
Yeah,
glowing
she
always.
sleeps like a psychotic woman. Vaseline and then socks
Yeah.
over it.
Oh, yeah, it's the best. I mean, she might slip and slide a little bit. All right, so tell me more. I want to know where inspo comes from. I know your kids, your family. What's to come in 2024? What are we looking at here?
Releasing my special. I don't know where it's going to land yet.
Okay.
But that'll come out, and then just bigger events, bigger theaters.
Oh, it's amazing.
A lot of new material. I'm always writing, though. I mean, when you have that as a dad, 15-minute conversations, 4 hours of material.
How does your wife do it? She seems like she's right in. She's in there.
She's got it really tough. Yeah, she doesn't have to work anymore. She goes to the gym every day at 10. She's got a really tough life. I mean, listen, she's home with the kids. I wouldn't trade. I get to escape every weekend.
Yeah.
But she's coping with it. I mean, she really doesn't have it that bad.
No, I just
She
think your
has a
skits
business
are funny.
expense card on my name, and she gets to just put me down constantly, tell me how I can't pick up a sock, yell at me for the little things, be right 99% of the time, and she comes out on top. People praise her more than they praise me.
Well, I
Like,
mean,
oh my God, your wife is such a sweetheart. I'm like, oh well, I give her a pretty good life. I get no credit.
oh, come on. She never busts your chops when you go out with your friends either. I saw that video on TikTok, on Instagram.
Every time. Every time. So when you're married, you go out, it's like quitting a job. You have to give 2 weeks notice.
That's right.
And then they'll break your chops the entire 2 weeks.
Yep.
And then I'm a jerk for going out. And then when I'm home too much, I'm in her space and I'm ruining her schedule. So
Yeah.
it's so
Can't
great.
win.
That's how it is,
I
marriage.
never win. I admit it. She's right 99% of the time.
Well, I saw that video where she was right 99% of the time, where like she found everything every time you were looking for it. That video was hilarious.
100%.
That was
That's
so
real
relatable.
life. That's real life. She knows where everything is. If I call her right now, and I'm like, you remember that blue pen I was writing something with the other day? Yeah, it's in the top drawer in the kitchen next to the silverware.
That's hysterical.
I don't know where unless she loses it. She lost my phone the other day.
Oh, Jesus.
And I said, did you grab my phone by accident when you were cleaning something? And she goes, no, I did not touch your phone. My phone was in the freezer
Oh,
for 4.5
my
hours.
God.
Freezer? How did it end up in the freezer?
Does it
Because she was
store-
putting groceries away, and she grabbed something that went in the freezer. My phone was underneath, and she'll be on the phone. She'll just start picking up and ransacking the whole. Everything has to be clean, and she threw my phone in the freezer.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it. I love it. So, on this tour, what's been your favorite city so far?
I mean, I'm a New Yorker. I like New York. My
Yeah.
Huntington Paramount Theater. I'll be there tomorrow night.
Yep.
That's probably one of my favorite. Rhode Island, I love Florida.
Going to
Boston.
Naples?
Yeah, for New Year's Eve.
Oh, boy, we'll be there.
yeah.
That's
Will
going to
you?
be fun. I'll be
Yeah.
in Naples. I'll come see
Yeah,
you.
yeah, I'm at Off the Hook New Year's Eve.
Awesome.
Cool.
I had to kind of, I had to earn my stripes because my New Year's Eves were not as nice as Naples for the first 3 years. I was like, why can't I go somewhere warm?
Really?
But Florida, Boston, Rhode Island, performed in Hawaii this year. That was insane.
That's
you know,
cool.
everybody likes to go
cool.
to Vegas, but I'm not allowed to go there more than a day.
Where? I don't blame
No,
you.
I get in trouble in Vegas.
Where's like the population of Italians? So I know we got Jersey and New York.
It started with Italians. My shows are not all Italians
Right.
anymore because I mean it relates to everybody.
Right.
But you know, the Italians come out in herds, and they're the ones that kind of, you know, take credit for how quickly my career went.
Yep.
But Rhode Island's got a lot. The Little Italy in Boston, and every New Yorker gets mad when I say this. Little Italy in Boston He's probably the nicest little Italy I've ever seen.
That's really cool. We gotta
Boston and
check it out.
Chicago. Chicago does a feast called Taylor Street Italian Festival.
Chicago?
And,
I would never thought that.
Yeah.
Well, now I know. See, that's why I
yeah,
asked.
really nice.
Really,
but, yeah,
really
there's
cool.
a ton of places that I realized that have a lot of Italians.
All right, favorite joke ever? I know that's a tough one.
One of mine?
Yeah, like what's your favorite skit, joke?
Probably the battery skit. My father can't pronounce AAA.
All right,
Yeah, he sounds out the A's.
so talk to me. What is it like?
Literally sounds out the A's. He calls it battery. I
I
wish I
heard
was.
that in the other room. Can you get that?
Oh, I wish I was joking.
Like
See?
the dentist?
He goes, I need a new battery. I said, what size? He goes, it's and I'm like,
that's
what?
two or three.
And he goes, and I go, are you sounding him out? He goes, yeah, there's a 3A. I'm like, oh my God. So I told him, go to the store and get your own batteries. And he goes, okay. I said, but you don't pronounce it like that. I said, it's pronounced And he did it.
He went out and did
No,
that?
he yelled at everybody at the store because they wouldn't understand him.
That-
the guy
You're
said,
speaking
the guy
goat.
said, I think you need AAA. And then he thought it was when he just got his pickup. And he goes, I don't need a AAA. I got a roadside assistance. And then she truck on my son. It was a big thing.
That is so.
It was big. That's probably my
That
favorite
is
skit.
so funny.
That my cheeks hurt. That's
Well, the
great.
pool one too, where you had to build your own pool because it was during COVID.
That's spot on. That's 100%
that one
true.
was hilarious.
So people ask me if my skits are real. They're real. They're based on true events. Sometimes I'll fabricate.
Yeah.
But I had to put that pool together myself. And
what
then
makes it
after I put
funnier.
it together, my wife was like, "We should just get an in-ground." And I go, "I'm gonna go to jail. I'm gonna commit murder." Because I wanted to put an in-ground, and she said, "No, the insurance. What if God forbid one of our kids falls in it?" And then when the pool was there, it was a monstrosity. It was 16 by like 32.
And it
Above
was
ground
slanted,
pool.
right?
And
It was slanted, right?
oh my God, it was 3 feet and no, it was 4.5 feet and like 3.5 feet.
In an above ground pool.
An above ground pool with a shallow end.
Funny.
And
great.
then it lasted a year, and then we got an in-ground.
Oh, that is
There you
so
go.
funny.
Yeah, so I put it
can't
together
even
for
take
nothing.
It was a good year.
it. Yeah, definitely.
My whole life is just putting stuff together at home. I put together bikes. I mean, I put a sign on the bike. I'm like, ride at your own risk. This thing falls
funny.
apart.
Bolts coming off.
I'm not
Here are
taking
the
any
extra bullets. I don't know
responsibility.
where they
Oh, there's always pieces left over. I put a dollhouse together for it, and it was like a door, 2 windows, and a bolt. And I'm like, my wife's like,
If
"Where do
you
you want to
find
put this?"
it.
I'm like, "Put it in the drawer." I'm like, Barbie needs another window. We'll get it installed.
That's so funny. So,
That's
from
so
a standpoint, you said your career's taken off fast. What do you think started the takeoff? What's going on? Tell me how it all happened.
Where is he? Where's Frank? My cousin. Yeah, we had a weight loss bet, and I came up with the character Uncle Vinny to break his chops. And then one of the videos like went viral, had like 200,000 views, but I
Yeah.
had no followers.
Yeah.
I didn't even have a comedy page. And it was the accent. It was because I didn't fabricate the accent. The accent was authentic.
That's cool.
And then my sister was like, you should just do skits. Everyone else is doing them.
Yeah.
So I started doing the skits, and then 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 people. And then I was like, I could probably just go back to doing stand-up. I did stand-up when I was younger, like when I
Okay.
was 20. But I did open mics. I didn't do it at this level because I couldn't. I had a full-time job.
Right.
And then I stopped doing it. And pandemic hit. I lost 155 gigs. And then I started doing videos. And I mean, I think I went from 200,000 fans to like 900,000. And then after the pandemic cleared, the shows just like blew up.
That is so
That's awesome.
crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
So you like did your work like in those 2 years.
I did. I remember sitting in my basement. I was watching the news, and there was a death clock. You remember they had the rolling
Yes.
death clock, which is. I mean,
So
you can't get
crazy.
any more miserable than
I
a
know.
clock to tell you how many people are dying, and you had that and the Tiger King. So I remember I said to myself, I was like, I gotta make people laugh, and I made. I think I made 94 videos in a row, every night at 7 o'clock.
Wow.
And then I got burnt out, and I remember I stopped for 3 days, and I opened up my email, and I had like 6,000 emails. And they're like, "Where's your video?
Stop.
What the hell am I supposed to watch?" I'm like, "Do something. I don't know. Build something.
Yeah.
Like, come up with a hobby. Read a
Dollhouse
book.
kid. Here.
Read a
Here,
book."
build a pool.
And people just started getting hooked on the videos, and then now we're in talks with maybe turning them into a cartoon because. Then when I
That'd be
realized
cool.
there was a lot of kids watching them, so my age demographic for the videos are like 5 to 85.
That's amazing.
Honestly,
So
yeah.
And
it's
rare.
insane.
That's
So
ideal. Yeah.
rare.
Yeah, I mean, think about
that.
trying
Yeah.
to make a 5-year-old laugh but it's the same thing that's making an 85-year-old laugh
insane.
Yeah.
and everything in between.
Not everyone can do
Yeah.
that.
So when I
That's
started
insane.
writing the videos, I knew I had to, cut out the language. I
Yep.
couldn't curse too much because of the kids, but I still had to make it edgy for adults.
Yep.
So it's like you have to try to appease a 5-year-old kid and an 85-year-old person at the
unbelievable.
same time. And then, the demographic is just insane. Even my shows, you'll see 20-year-olds and,
Yep.
you'll have kids with their parents and their grandparents at the same comedy show.
So we were just
That's
saying
crazy.
that.
I know, yeah.
We have
like,
3 generations
yeah.
here tonight, and we
Yeah.
were just saying that.
It's crazy.
We got the
It
whole
is.
family here
The whole
tonight.
family's here.
And
We
when you
can't
watch
wait.
people walk in, like my cousin's like, oh, you got some good-looking girls. Oh my God! And you have the Golden Girls here. It's such a weird because I've never seen anything like that at a comedy
That's
show.
cool.
It's usually one group.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
one target audience.
Yeah.
It's hard to target all those people. It's amazing. What do you? How do you do it? Like, where do you come up with the content?
I have no idea how my brain works.
It's just
There's stuff that I write down sometimes, and then I'll use it, and I'll say to I don't even know. I question myself. I mean, I'm not normal, but I guess I was able to utilize. Like, if I wasn't doing comedy, I'd probably be in a mental institution. Just because of the
funny.
stuff that comes to my head. Like, I'll
love
see
it.
stuff. So I don't write what's funny. I write what's relatable.
Right.
Like, if I see a bunch of people laughing at the same thing, I'll create a story around that.
Ep.
You
I
know,
love
and
that.
It's been working so far. So
What do
hopefully.
you suggest for younger folks trying to get into this biz?
I mean, just dive into it. Don't listen to anybody. If I listened to my entire family, I wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
They were scared, they were nervous, but people don't do what they want to do in life because they're either comfortable where they are,
Right.
or they're afraid to jump. Just jump. If you fall, you pick yourself up.
That's it.
If it doesn't work out, though, I always tell people, try anything that you love doing, but realize that, maybe you don't have the talent to
Right.
actually do it. I hate the saying, whatever you want to do in life, try and you'll succeed. That's not true.
It's not
I'll never
true.
be a basketball player. I'm 5'6". I can't jump that high.
Right.
But I would love to. It's just not in my cards.
Right.
So people have to also realize that. You could try, dedicate yourself, but if you don't see it kind of growing,
Right.
you got to also be smart enough to call it quits.
Correct. Absolutely. That's great advice. Thank
That
you
is great,
so
yeah.
much. Where
Yeah,
can
no
people
problem.
find you online? I know everybody wants to know. Where can they check out these videos we've been
Well, I
talking about?
hibernate during the winter.
All right.
Everything Rodia comedy.
All right, make sure you check them out. Anthony Rodia right here at MJN Center. Thank you so much.
No
You can find
problem.
me at Michelle Barone online.
You guys can find me at Ash McPherson, 2 H's, on all socials.
All right, see you soon.
Bye.
That was
What's poppin'? This is Caesar Pinga 247 Paps, Positive Paparazzi, and how I got into this. Oh my God, even the missus now, she's just like, this is crazy, right? I mean, going from being a security guard, guarding Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt, Oprah Winfrey, to name a few, at one of the most prestigious hotels, the Waldorf Astoria, to going out to dinner with the missus and seeing celebrities everywhere. I'm talking like every time we went out, we seen a celebrity. Matt Damon, like different people like that, Leonardo DiCaprio. And I used to watch this show at the time. It was called Celebrity Uncensored. And I just seen these guys having an amazing time. They was just like, oh my God, like, hey, what's up? And the celebrity was feeding back. Like it was a great kind of communication kind of thing. So I was just like, I know I can do that, and I kept dreaming about it. And it just kept coming. And I'm like, babe, like, I think I could do this. And she's like, oh, hell no. Like, what the hell are you talking about? And I'm like, baby, like, I can do this. Next day, I'm talking like the next day, I went to buy a little video camera and I just went out. First person I seen, Victoria's Secret model, what is the name? The one married to Tom Brady, Gisele Bündchen, right? So Gisele Bündchen, I was like, oh my God, there's Gisele. And at the time, what we used to do is like, I told the missus came out with me. And I bought a video camera for her, a video camera for me. So I'm like, all right, baby, you go first, I go second, I go first, you go second. So we kind of go back and forth. So I'm like, all right, it's your turn, She's like, I'm not getting out the car. I'm like, what? I'm like, baby, you got it. Giselle's right there. She's like, I'm not getting out the car. I was like, all right. I parked the car, jumped out. I was like, hey, Giselle. She looked at me, took off running. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm sorry to curse. I was like, what the hell? This is paparazzi? Like, gone. So I'm like, this is crazy. So I jumped back in the car. I was like, baby, that was your fault. You know what I'm saying? She's like, no, that was your fault. She's like, no, all right, whatever. Next person we see, the late, great Jack Black, right? Saw him, and then it's like, I was like, yo, Jack Black, right there. yo, let me go videotape. Baby, it's your turn. She's ignoring me completely. I'm like, all right, whatever. Jump out, Jack, what's going on? And he looked at me like, whatever. I'm like, oh, this is not good. This is not good. I don't like this, you know? So we stayed with it, you know? And I after that, so Leonardo DiCaprio, that was my first time getting video and actually getting money for it. So videotaped him coming out of a coffee shop. Got him coming out of a coffee shop. Hey, Leo, what's going on? He was like, get the fuck out of here, right? And I'm like, oh my God. But that video sold for $800. And I was like, oh my God, this is real money. I was like, baby, this is real money, you know? And then she was like, let's do it, let's keep going, let's keep going.
How'd you find them?
Just going around Soho. So there's this route in Soho. They call it paparazzi route. It's like a whole lane down in Soho that just celebrities just live down that lane. You know, from, Sarah Jessica Parker to Matt Damon to just a bunch of celebrities. Hugh Jackman, great guy.
How do you know who's who? Do you know everybody?
So, just gotta be in the know. I studied this thing. I took it very serious. People.com. I went on to People.com. I'm like, all right, who's the latest celebrity? Who live in New York City? Like, I really started learning this thing. TMZ started becoming a thing on the internet. And I'm like, oh, TMZ's on. Okay, this is the celebrities that live in New York. I know that area. Let me go there. And I'll just go there and I just wait there. And I just, boom, someone just shows up. And it just kept happening. And TMZ at the time started hiring. So they was like, all right, we need a New York videographer. Do you want to be that guy? And I'm like, all right, I work at the Waldorf. I'm doing TMZ. Can I try it for a month? He's like, listen, we'll give you 2 weeks. If you're good, come on full time, but you can't do the Waldorf. I'm like, shit. Waldorf will pay me $29 an hour. At that time, that was good money. So I'm like, okay, let me do this and let me see if I like it. You know what I'm saying? So I go out there. I get Madonna. That's my first video for TMZ. I get Madonna working out at Reebok Club. TMZ was like, you're hired. they were like, you're hired. That's it. Like, you get Madonna the first day, you're hired. Meant to be. So after that, story after story. And then I started becoming a fixture with TMZ. All my videos in a week, I used to get like 50 content stuff on this show every week. 50 of my videos in a week. So I was like, yo, I need to get paid more for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm your number one guy. I'm your number one horse. Now you got the TV show. The TV show wasn't even a thing yet. A month later, the TV show came. And they were like, yo, Caesar, we can't pay you more. I'm like, I'm getting paid the same thing for the website. Your show is number one after a month. I'm your number one guy. I need a raise. And they're like, nah, we can't do that. And I was like, okay, peace, But even before the piece, I wasn't working that hard no more. That 50 became 10. And then the second person next to me was getting 2 a week. So I'm like, all right, I'll match that guy. He said 2 a week. They used to call me, they're like, Caesar, where are you? I'll be at home like this. I'm like, oh, I'm working on this story. Oh, I'll call you right back. And I'll just pass out because you wasn't matching my intensity. You know what I'm saying? Like I went hard for 6 months. Even from the day one, I was just hard like this. And then what kind of turned me off too was that they wanted those negative stories. And that was just not me, Like they'll be like, Caesar, I asked you to ask that question. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna ask them that question. Because that's negative, I'm more positive. I want to see a smile on that celebrity's face. I want the fans to see the celebrity happy, to see me, out there, So we parted ways. I started 247 Paps. The rest is history.
Awesome.
Yep.
Now, introduce yourself again, and then talk about why it's important to be the positive paparazzi. And does that actually still make you money, even though you're positive?
Absolutely.
It's still great.
Absolutely.
So the negative story selling isn't even really worth it. Like the media, do they get paid more with negativity?
Well, it's worth it. It's worth it for that person, right? Like it's worth it for that guy that don't want to be. I can introduce myself and kind of get into that. What's poppin' is Caesar Pena, 247 Paps, official and positive Pap. And it's just so worth it for me to be a positive paparazzi, because when the celebrity sees me, they're more likely to smile, look at my camera compared to the rest of the guys' cameras, you know? But there's other negative paparazzis that make their money in the shadows. You know, like they love the fact that a celebrity don't know that they're there. They can get the pictures, and the time they find out that they've been papped is when they open the magazine, or their publicist hits them up and like, look at page 6, you're on there, you know, and that, you know, they get a fix off of that. Me personally, I can go both ways, but I prefer the positive side of it. I've been trained to do both, right? I know how to do the shadows and lurking and getting those shots of you just doing wrong. But my relationships with a lot of top A celebrities came from me telling her, yo, there's paparazzis over there, put that drink down. Or, yo, get her out the back, because she don't look too good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've made my way through these ranks for being that positive person and helping these celebrities grow through this crazy world of like paparazzis and tabloids and all that stuff. So, I mean, it helped my career immensely. But, you know, some other paparazzis, they do it the other side, and they have great careers as well. But I just chose my career the way I wanted to be, you know, portrayed, you know, yeah. So this is my way.